Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Light of Divine Love. I am your host, Kelly Miller. Just want to say thank you for joining me today. You're amazing, you're beautiful, you're powerful. I love you, and it's great to see you. So today is Sunday. It is our sixth day in this impact training program. And real quick, I just want to reflect on what happened Saturday with confronting our abusers, which was a really big day for all of us to be able to release a lot of that energy, that anger, that pain, that frustration, rejection. So today, we are at the center. It's around 1 p.m. And Dion comes up and asks us how we're feeling. And we're all feeling very, very empowered. I feel just really at peace in my life, releasing that anger and that built up frustration on Saturday. So Dion asked if anybody would like to come up and share their experience from Saturday. So Bill goes up and he expresses the peacefulness that he feels in his life after Saturday's experience of confronting our abuser, and that he was so, I don't want to say, so into what he had experienced that he just couldn't explain how he really felt, but that he just had felt an overwhelming peace from being able to release that frustration and anger that had been building up in his life. After he shared, Nancy went up there, and just so some people will be aware, Nancy has lived a very sheltered life, very loving environment. And she was very, very excited to have this experience of releasing that built up tension that had been building in her relationship with Ted, and that to be able to free herself from that anger that she had been building up towards her future husband was just a great experience for her to be able to just let go and think about the next step in their future. So after Nancy shared, I went up there and shared how I felt so empowered, so relieved to be able to let go of all of that pain and all of that hurt and rejection that I had been holding on to basically most of my whole life. So it was just a great experience to have that confronting our abuser and let go of that anger and that built up pain. So I go back to my seat and Dion comes up. And so today we're going to experience a very similar situation. Dion says, everybody push their seat back, find a spot to sit down on the floor, take your shoes and socks off. We're going to have some meditation time. And in this experience is basically what we experienced in the very beginning, my experience of you. So what we are going to do, this is a metaphoric experience, and I'll use myself as an example. So I sit down and get in my meditation state, and I picture my dad sitting right across from me. And now I get to, in a sense, hold him accountable for his behavior that he dealt onto me and my brothers and sisters and mom. So as I'm sitting there, I visualize my dad and I tell my dad, Dad, my experience of you is that you're an alcoholic, you're a drunk, you're untrustworthy, you're an abuser, and I'm ashamed to be your child. You abused me in a way for no reason because I was a kid. And so as I get to sit there and explain this to, or in a sense, say this to my dad, I'm releasing a lot of the things that I may have forgotten to say from Saturday. And I'm taking this moment to clear myself of this anger that I have towards my dad because of the physical abuse that I took as a child. So once I'm done explaining or saying these things to my dad, I go to the teacher. And the teacher, we're going to give him the name Todd. So I tell Todd, my experience of you is that you're an abuser, you're a taker, you're a molester, you're untrustworthy, you're selfish, and I wish that many bad things happened to you. So getting more of this anger out is the only way to really start the healing process. And I go through everybody. I go through my mom, and I tell my mom, my experience of you is that you're a liar, and that you're untrustworthy, and that you never show up for me when I needed you to be there, and you hurt me by not being there for me and supporting me when I needed that support. And then I go through Juliet and tell Juliet the same thing. My experience of you is that you're selfish, you're a taker, you're a liar, you're a manipulator, you're a user, you're a bitch, you're untrustworthy. And then I go through Karen 1 and tell her the same thing. My experience of you, Karen 1, is that you're a liar and you're a user and that you're untrustworthy. And then I get to go to baby daddy and tell baby daddy the same thing. My experience of him is that he is a liar and that he's a user, he's a manipulator, he's a taker, and he's untrustworthy and he's selfish. And then I get to hit Karen 1's mom, who, again, my experience of her is that she was a taker and she's a liar and she's a manipulator and a user. And by going through this process of just clearing anything else that I want to say and try to hold the abusers in my life accountable. This is my opportunity. So this is just a metaphoric thing, and I'm sitting there, I'm going through these things. I am crying, I'm in tears. I'm so saddened by these painful experiences that happened to me as a child. So it was a great way for me to release any extra tension that I had building up in my life still towards these people, to get rid of that anger, to get rid of that pain, and truly start the process of self-healing. So this process lasts about almost 2.5 to 3 hours of just sitting there meditating and going through these people that have hurt me in my life, and again, be able to hold them accountable in the best way that I can. So Dion comes up to the stage, and they're getting ready to send us to lunch, and it's about 4 o'clock, and they give us an hour and a half lunch. So me and my buddy Arnold, we go and we get some food, and we're just sitting there talking about what we are experiencing today with my experience of our abusers. And for him, it was a great release to be able just to get more of his own pain out and understand that these things aren't going to happen to him, just like I understand that they're not going to happen to me. So this was a really great experience to have, again, another opportunity to look at our abusers, but not as abusers, but as people in our lives. So we go to lunch and we come back, and they want to give us, we're going to talk about the 5 words that we don't use at Impact. And I discussed 2 of them in the very beginning, which was the word help and victim. Did something bad happen to me? Yes. Am I a victim? No. I am an overcomer and I'm a survivor. And the other, I'm going to go back to the word help. And again, the way that Dion phrased it, if you're getting eaten by a shark, I'll help you. But if you want me to do something for you, I will assist you. Which again, we're starting to reprocess how we look at words. One of the other words that we don't use in Impact is promise. All of us have had promises broken in our lives. And in the way that the center looks at that word is, a promise is just another way of saying no at a later time. So instead of using the word promise, we use the word I'll think about it, or yes or no. So this way, keeping your word is very important. The other word that we do not like to use in the program is the word hate. Now, I've used both words, help and hate, in this process because that's, people just relate to the word help as needing assistance. But hate does something different to you. And when you use the word hate, it actually starts putting up walls around your heart. And at some point, your heart becomes basically walled in. And so love can't come in and love can't go out. So instead of using the word hate, it's I do not like, or that's not my favorite. To move away from that word hate. Um, the other word that we don't like to use is the word I can't. A lot of us use it. It's been embedded in our minds since we've gone to school. But the term I can't, when you use it, already puts a condition on you and what you're capable of doing. So as he's explaining these things to us, they start making a lot more sense. I'm a musician, a guitar player. I pick up people and we talk about that and they go, oh, I wish I could play the guitar. I said, well, you can. He goes, no, I can't do it. They've already put conditions on their opportunity and their ability to do it before they even tried. So these new way of looking at words and how we want to use them is very, very important to retraining the process of how we think about things. So as Dion is sharing these things with us, we're going to do one of the most hardest things that anybody who's ever been abused would have to do, which is to forgive your abuser. So back to meditation time. And again, this is metaphoric. This is going to be just quiet between you and your meditation time. So we sit down, take our shoes and socks off, and we get ready to have this moment. And so I'm sitting there and I am visually my dad sitting right across from me. And I tell him, Dad, I love you. And I forgive you. And thank you for being my dad and giving me this opportunity of life. As hard as it is to forgive your abuser, it's not about forgiving the abuser. It's truly about forgiving yourself. Because in order to heal and to really move forward, you got to find forgiveness in your heart for yourself. So I went to the teacher that abused me, Todd, and I told him the same thing. Todd, I love you and I forgive you. And I'm sorry that you may have experienced the same pain that you gave to me as I was growing up. And I love you, and I'm really, really just sorry that this is how I remember you. So going through Todd was very challenging for me, to have to really experience that forgiveness. And I went to my mom and I told my mom the same thing. Mom, I love you so much and I forgive you and I thank you for being my mom and truly just being the best that you could do for me as I was growing up as a child. Again, I'm trying to mend my relationship with my mom. And so this was very, very tough for me to try to tell my mom my experience of you, and now I'm forgiving my mom for these things. So it was very, very, very emotional for me that day. And then I went to Juliet and told Juliet the same thing, that I love you and that I forgive you and that I care about you very much. And I really wish things would have been different in our lives when we met, because she wasn't very truthful and very honest. And all of the things that I experienced with her just really made me very angry towards her. So I went by Karen 1 and told Karen 1 the same thing, that I love you and I forgive you. And I thank you for sharing a part of your life with me, as challenging as it may have been. I still had some great experiences with her. So it was just relieving for me to let go of some of that energy and that built up frustration that I was having by forgiving her. And the same thing for baby daddy. Even though I didn't really know him that well, I still told him the same thing, that I love you and that I forgive you and that it's okay. And I wish things would have been different when we met towards each other. And then the same thing for Karen 1's mom, that I love her and that I forgive her and that I really wish we could have had a better relationship with one another during that time that I was with them. So this experience of forgiving our abusers was very, very tough. We're all crying. We're all just letting this go. Because one of the things that Dion expressed to us is through love, through understanding and forgiveness, we can start healing ourselves, which is the most important thing, because we can never change anybody, but we can only change ourselves. And that this is what this process really truly is about looking deep in your heart, asking yourself, do I really want to hold on to this anger and this resentment and this judgment towards these people? And how is that affecting us? So this lasted about 3 hours, because there was just no time limit on how we did this. And so for me, it was just the beginning of a new process of how I want to start changing my relationships with my brothers and sisters and my mom and the people that I'm involved in. So today, Sunday, our 6th day at Impact, was really about releasing this anger, finding forgiveness in the people that hurt us, and being able to put it aside, move on, and start living our lives with the rest of our lives in a more peaceful, loving environment, so that when we are with people, we value them, we love them, we appreciate them, and we are concerned about who they are. So now that this is complete, Dion goes up to the stage and he asks us to take 10 to 15 minutes to reflect on the person that we were prior to entering this program, and the things that we were holding on to that was hurting us and affecting us in our lives, that were really holding us back from truly living a more peaceful life. And then to take 10 to 15 minutes to visualize what we just experienced this weekend with confronting our abuser, my experience of my abuser, and the forgiveness of our abuser, and how releasing that energy is going to bring more peace and harmony into our lives. And after that, he asked us to take 10 to 15 minutes to reflect on where we want to go and visualize our new life and the steps that we want to take to achieve a more harmonious, loving life with people that we care about. So they're getting ready to send us home, and our challenges will always remain the same. Number one, do something good for yourself. Number two, 3 positive affirmations about yourself every day. Number 3, find a relationship that needs healing and work on healing it. And number 4 is to do something nice for a stranger. And then number 5 is to find someone who needs assistance and assist them in that situation. So this is day number 6, our Impact Center. They're getting ready to send us home. All the facilitators are lined up by the door. There's Dion there. And again, as we walk out, they hug us and they tell us how amazing and beautiful and powerful we are, and that they love us. And it's just great to have that emotional support as we go through this program. So they're sending us home, and I get to see Dion, and he gives me a big hug, and he just tells me, I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing, and you're so beautiful, and that he loves me. And it's so great to get that feedback from Dion and feel his genuine, the way that he genuinely cares for you. So this is, again, our 6th day here at Impact, and I'm going to close out the topic right now and do some Angel Oracle reading cards, and see if we can find some inspiration, some empowerment, and some encouragement to bring into our coming day. So today is Angel Whispers, and it's 1, 2, 3 visions. Angel Whispers. Your path will not look identical to anyone else's. That is what makes you unique. Remember that as you stay the path and feel connected, the path will continue to lead you to alignment. Let your vision be the difference as you are. And that has affirmation. My path is mine and mine alone. When I follow my path, alignment comes naturally. You know, that's a very, very beautiful card. Like I've said before, we're all here for this experience of life, and to learn as we go to elevate and become a higher version of ourselves. And the path that we're on sometimes is very, very challenging, and we know it just goes in a lot of different directions, but you have to stay focused, you have to stay committed to it. Doesn't mean that you can't make some different choices, good choices. My path is mine and mine alone. I follow my path. Alignment comes naturally. You could feel it in your heart when you are right in cue with where you feel that you should be going in your life and the vision that you have for it. That's a very beautiful card. I really like that message. Oh, made a mess. I dropped that one. We're going to let that one slip by. All right. Manifest. You are always oh, I should show that. You are always manifesting, whether you are aware of it or not. Manifestation is based on your thoughts and you being asked to manifest consciously. Through positive thinking, you'll attract into your life exactly what you're wanting. You know, that's very beautiful. In one of the last videos we did, we talked about manifestation. And again, it's about visualizing what it is that you are seeking, putting it out there to the universe, and letting the universe bring it to you when you're ready for it. So manifestation, that's a very beautiful, beautiful card. And again, I talk about myself manifesting things in my life. Sometimes I try to manifest too many things, and then I get disappointed when not all of them arrive when I'm expecting them. All right, so we'll do this last one right here. 4646, patience. I practice patience and trust in the process. I know that everything happens in divine timing. I remain calm and composed, allowing life to unfold perfectly. You know, again, a very beautiful message. I've talked about it myself, having patience issues. I'm very goal-oriented, so I try to do multiple things at one time, and sometimes I don't ever focus solely on one project. So for me, patience shows up very big. Practicing patience and trust the process and knowing everything happens in divine timing. That's one of the hardest things to wait for, is divine timing. Again, even for myself, sometimes I don't ever feel it's gonna show up, and then all of a sudden, bam, there it is. So that's a very beautiful message, 4646. And the thing that I really like about all of them is, again, when you look at patience, manifestation, and vision, you gotta have the vision, and then manifestation comes with it, and then you got to have the patience as well to be able to sit and let the universe do what it needs to do to bring you those things that you are working on manifesting. So I hope this message resonates with you today the way it resonated for me. I thank you very much for being here today, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. God bless you and have a good night.
People will come and people will go, but most of this world aren't worth it to know. This life might deal you one or two true friends, so fight for what's yours till this life comes to an end. Some will try tempting your heart's desire, lifting you up while they set you afire. So don't ever keep your true feelings in check, 'cause nothing's worth losing your self-respect.